Frankie C's, and you're watching Notes, Aperitif's Behind the Scenes series featuring Detroit's house music community. The producers, DJs, management, the least talked about, logistics, media, photography, venues, patrons, promotions, and merchandise. Yes, Detroit has it all. Our set location and host for this segment is Kenilworth Cafe, located at 9405 John R. Detroit 48202. Co-owned and operated by DJ Larry Vibemaker Miller. Thank you. Detroit house music community is historically rich, momentous, vibrant, and diverse. My guest today has a professional biography that meets all of the above: a DJ, actor, and business owner. And our host for this segment, DJ Larry Vibemaker Miller. I welcome to the show. Welcome. How are you? Good to have you today. First, I want to thank you for hosting several shows and as a gift in kind.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
My gratitude overflows from my heart to yours. Now, seeing that this Kenilworth Cafe is a coffee house, I'd like for us to try my signature drink, coffee drink that can also be made into a cocktail with liquor called aperitif. We've already made it, and now we're going to try it, and tell me what you think and be honest.
You know, I'm a coffee man, so.
It's so good. Woo!
Okay, I can get behind this.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, and tell the audience what you said you would do if you like it.
Said if I liked it, I would put it on my menu. First, I was gonna call it a Sierra, but I had to call it an aperitif. So if you see it on the menu,
Aperitif.
Excuse me. This is what it is.
All right. Now, let's take it to the booth, front and center, as we take this journey into your life
Oh,
as a DJ, actor, and then eventually co-owning Kenilworth Cafe.
okay.
Where were you born and grew up?
Born in Quantico, Virginia, Navy base, FBI base, all that good stuff. And I was raised in Dayton, Ohio, the cradle of funk music.
Okay. All righty. And what brought you to Detroit?
Family. My wife was up here. We had a little baby, and I was commuting from Ohio to Michigan like every 3 days. So I decided to just make the move and stay up here permanently.
All right. Now, this next question, I found the answer quite interesting in your bio, and because of our shared experience as public servants. I would like for our audience to know more, and at what age did you realize you wanted to become a DJ?
Age, I'm not sure. I was probably college age when I finally decided to start DJing, but it was during my boot camp period in the Navy, north of Chicago in Waukegan at Great Lakes, that I heard and fell in love with house music.
Oh, wow. You were in the Navy?
In the Navy.
In boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you shared with me a little bit more about a place that you were taken to.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna try to shorten the story. I was in boot camp, and I was having a hard time, and I really couldn't figure out why. And I got to the point where I figured maybe it's because I hadn't heard any music for like over a month. So I snuck off and I bought a little Walkman headset with just all radio. And at night I would get under a blanket in my little bunk in my barrack and try to, get some music stations from Chicago. And I hit on, I think it was the Hot Mix 5. It was back in '84. And it was one of those DJs or Farley, Jack Master Funk or somebody, and I was sold. I was hit. And every weekend night, I'd go and try to listen to that and be under the bunk, sneaking house music on the weekends. Finally got caught. They took my little radio, and it was a while before I got to actually hear some house music.
Right. And that was where?
Well, between the end of my boot camp period and my schooling period, it was like a month. I had nothing to do really on base. So on the weekends, I would take a train down to Chicago with some buddies. And the first night of my freedom, we went down. They took us somewhere, Rush and State Street.
Okay.
Which I think back then was like the epicenter for Chicago debauchery. I don't know, but I remember it was just nuts.
Okay.
And checked in at this hotel and got out. We trying to find some place to go, and we paid a guy a cab. He said, "You have me the whole night, wherever you want to go." So I reached over and turned it to a radio station that I knew by heart back then. It's like, "I want to go where I can hear this." He's like, "Oh, I know exactly where to take you." So he took us to the music box, and Ron Hardy on the ones and twos back then. As soon as he opened the door and got in, it was just bam. It hit me. It's just like that. I mean, there was kids flying around and dancing. The music was bumping. Ron was on some crazy loud stuff. Oh, it was nuts. But from then on, I was bit with the house music bug.
Wow. Okay, now, this is interesting. Tell us more about how you were introduced, or actually how you came into the scene, Detroit's house music community scene, as a DJ. What was the concept?
It wasn't no concept. When I got here, I didn't know anybody.
Right.
And where I live at, a few blocks away, is a club, a bar called Northern Lights. And on Tuesday nights, they had an open decks. And there was a guy, DJ Tank, shout out to Tank. He was the host of the Tuesday event. And every Tuesday, I'd take back then, a bunch of CDs, take all my CDs and go up to Northern Lights and play. Sometimes I got an hour, sometimes I got all the whole night because nobody else would show up. So it was then I just started playing and getting better and better at playing in open spaces like that, and crowds. And I remember one night in particular, my dude Phil the Mix came with his friend, he and Darlene. And I just remember Darlene danced the whole night, and Phil was like, he was feeling me. He was like, "Man, you should come and such play with me here. This." I didn't think nothing of it because, you never do. But then one day he actually called me and said, "We're going to be here. Bring your stuff and get on." And that's when I met a guy, Bruce Bailey. And Bruce lit me on, and ever since then, I've been DJing here in Detroit.
All right. And do you remember where we met?
I don't remember. I didn't remember, but I do remember. I do know now. Mix Club
Yep.
Mix downtown in Bricktown, and that was one of my favorite places to play. We played back in the day.
And we actually met on the dance floor.
That's where I had to be.
One of the best places to meet someone. Okay. Now, as we move right along, I've been told that there's this huge picture of you somewhere.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
There's a couple. The one I'm most proud of, though, is a mural of my daughter and I when she was about 6 or 7 years old. That is part of the Karasi project, and it's on Rosa Parks and 14th Street. And they're doing part of some type of historical layout there. And on the side of one of the houses is a huge mural done, and my daughter and I are featured on that. So that's pretty cool.
Wow. And?
From a commercial I did a few years ago for Greektown Casino, and it's still up there all these years later. At the top of the casino, there's a banner, and it's my big head grinning, probably losing or winning, I don't know, but there's a big billboard on top of the casino that I'm still featured on.
Okay. And how about your acting career?
I don't know if it's a career as much as they keep calling me and I keep going. Been doing that for about 10, almost 15 years now here in Detroit. Kind of slowed down when they took away the incentives the tax incentives for filmmaking here in Detroit.
Yes.
But if it comes back, I'm sure it'll get busy again. But yeah, I've done quite a few films and TV shows here.
And can you name some of those?
Some of what? TV shows or
The films.
We'll go with Sparkle. I got to meet Whitney Houston. That was cool. Batman, Superman, The 5-Year Engagement, Need for Speed, Eloise, which is like a ghost movie. I was on a TV show, Detroit 187, 12 Monkeys, golly, Low Winter Sun was one of my favorite shows. People slept on that show. It was a good show. It was a lot. They filmed a lot here in Detroit, and I've been in a lot.
And what are you currently working on?
Right now, we are filming season 2 of the Star show BMF, a Black Mafia Family, which was I guess a crime syndicate family based here in Detroit back in the late 80s and early 90s. So we're working on that film now, and I've been having different parts in that. So
Okay.
It's been fun.
All right. Thank you for all that wonderful information about you. And now, how did you come to co-own this beautiful space, Kenilworth Cafe?
I used to have a donut shop, and I shut that down, and this space was open and has been open for a while, and I used to walk past it because I live a few blocks away. Got with the owner of the building, and he was thinking about, already had a coffee shop in process, so I partnered up with him, and in a matter of a couple weeks, bam, had it opened up and running, and here we are.
Oh, it is so wonderful.
Love coffee.
Again, thank you for allowing me to come into this space
No problem.
and
Anytime.
videotape this show. Now, you know the drill. I have here my notes, 40 questions of which you have randomly selected. Now, have you been given these questions?
No, ma'am.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Now, let's get down. Question number 3, which is your first question. What has another artist shared with you that continues to be wise advice?
That's a good question. And the one that stands out the most is one of my favorite Detroit DJs here, Al Esther, told me to slow down. Well, no, I'm gonna say this too, but Al told me to slow down. In the beginning, I already had a set in my head. I was trying to hit those points right on point. And I guess, him being the pro that he is, he could see what was happening back there. And he came and was like, look, man, just slow down. All this is under your control. This is your office. Slow down and take care of your business. And I was always in a rush to get to the next song or get to the next cut-in. And he brought home to me that slowing down was key for me anyway.
All right.
And also, I'm gonna say Delano told me years ago because I had that
Delano
same
who?
habit. Smith?
Yes, yes.
Delano Smith told me, because again, like Al, I had this habit of playing fast, wanting to get to the next song that was in my head. And he was like, just let the music play, just let the record play.
Absolutely.
And those two things about slowing down, even when people are dancing fast, I took to heart, and it really, really helped me tremendously. Just
All
those two
right.
things.
Okay. And when Delano Smith said to you, let the music play, because the very first time I heard someone say that was Elton Miller, let the music play. Did you understand what he meant by that, or he had to explain that to you?
No, I mean, I understood. It didn't help that a lot of the house records were like 5, 6, 7 minutes long. And people get kind of, I don't want to say bored, but have a short attention span on the dance floor. And 5 minutes in a song nowadays is a lot. But on a house song, that's really not as long as it sounds. But yeah, that was I understood what you're saying.
Okay, very good. Question number 7, which is your second question. Reply to this question. I wish. And it could be about anything.
Oh, don't say anything. We won't go there. As far as DJing, I would say I wish that a lot of, no, I don't want to say newer DJs or younger DJs really go digging like back into a lot of songs from the 60s, 70s, and even 80s to hear a lot of how music has progressed in some ways, hear a lot of way the music changed yet still stayed the same, and how a lot of songs that to me is still incredible that we're still jamming to from the 70s. That
exactly.
Here in 2022, kids still dig. So I wish a lot of them would dig a little deeper to hear a lot of songs that they listen to now came from.
Okay. And do you play vinyl at all?
I do. I hate carrying it, and it's well, I'm gonna say I kind of baby my vinyl, so I don't like playing it anymore because I don't have to, you know, scratching and all that. I've never done that because I kind of from the disco era, I really never was cutting and scratching and mess. Every time I hear that, it messes my ears. I'm like, oh,
okay,
checking that record up. But yeah, I do have a lot of vinyl. Don't play it out as much. Don't really miss playing it out as much because it's. You gotta have some muscle mass to carry a few crates around.
Absolutely.
I don't miss that.
Okay, now your third question. What pulls you out of procrastination?
There's a saying that I'm not gonna say, but the deed ain't gonna do itself. The task is not gonna do itself. So whatever is at hand, you have to do it. If it was easy or can do it by itself on its own, it would already be done. So to get something done, you have to do it and get to it.
Oh, I love that. Do it and get to it.
What was that movie? Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Ain't nothing to it but... What movie was that? Okay,
you kind of lost me on that one.
Martin. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
Now, next question. Who would you like to meet and collaborate?
Collaborate, as in?
Working on a project together? Going into business together?
You know, I think everybody I wanted to meet, I've, you know, pretty much met as far as a DJ partner collaborator, like two people on the decks doing that type. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I like the Martinez brothers because they always seem like they're up there having fun, they're laughing and gigging, and I like those two guys. Somebody, maybe them. They'll be fun to DJ with. Here in Detroit, Moody Man. That would be. That would be crazy. That would be something. I don't know. No one in particular. Something I'm never giving that a lot of thought. So.
Okay. What about in your acting career?
Again, I have no desire for acting. They just keep calling me, and I just keep going. So it's not necessarily a passion of mine. I might be good at it. I don't know because they keep calling me, but that's not really a passion that I really have.
Oh, so interesting.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right.
Which is sad to say because a lot of people really want to be actors and would like kill for the parts that I get or opportunities. So I guess I do appreciate them, but they're not like top priority for me.
Okay. Now, your man cave. What's your favorite item in it?
I have a lot of art in my man cave, so a lot of the pieces that I have in there are some of my favorite items. I'm not DJ equipment and all that I could say, but the art is really
okay.
My favorite.
And you had mentioned something about your daughter's art.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff up there. I could say I have, you know, dozens and dozens of artworks up there. But once I account for all the stuff that my daughter made that I've kept forever from kindergarten to pre-K to now, I'll say I have 1,000 pieces of art up there. I keep everything she's ever made. I'm a hoarder.
That's pretty special.
It is. It really is to see the progression of how she's growing.
Okay. Now, we're down to the last mystery question, and it is question number 37. Do you have a favorite movie?
A favorite movie? I do.
And this is a two-part question.
Okay, it's not a movie that I've been in, but my favorite movie is Gummo.
Who?
Gummo.
What is that about?
I don't know. I still don't know. It's set in Xenia, Ohio, back in the 70s, 80s. It's a movie by Harmony Korine that is a uber indie underground type movie, and it just, when I saw it even as a young man, it just was, I don't know, it's my favorite movie. I can't explain it.
Okay.
It is what it sounds like.
Okay, so now this is the second part to this question.
Come on.
I'm gonna put you on the spot here, so we can see a little bit of your acting. What's your favorite line in that movie?
I don't know if it's line as much as it's the scenes. Like this guy in the bathtub, dirtiest bath water you've ever seen. He must not have ever taken a shower. So he's sitting in the bathtub getting a bath, having a bath. And there's this piece of bacon.
Bacon?
Yeah, like taped to the wall. It's like, I don't know why, it's just so surreal, but it's real. That's Gummo. You gotta watch it. You're gonna be mad at me afterwards, but it's
Bacon taped to the wall.
why in this dirty bath water. He's got to see it. It's
But that scene sticks out in your mind.
bellissimo. It's cinematic magic.
Oh, okay now. All right.
Oh, I should have said.
What are you learning right now?
How much I appreciate somebody like you.
Oh.
That, as a, I want to say, like, unknown DJ, or just a local DJ, just a person who really loves house music and DJs, that people hear you, they listen and they hear you, and you might have stood out at some point in time when maybe you didn't really think nothing of it, it was innocuous or whatever, that people are really listening and they appreciate you as much as I appreciate them.
Well, I remember when I first heard you, you played some incredible sexy vocals and a lot of music I hadn't heard before. And that really stood out for me.
The ladies. I mean, yeah, that's the kind of house that I like, so that's what I play. Sometimes you have to play for the crowd. You're an entertainer, you're there for them, so you have to play what they like, but you also have to play what you like, because I've tried playing stuff I didn't like, didn't work out.
Didn't work for you.
Yeah, that's why I don't do weddings anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Okay. Now, do you have any current residencies and projects?
I have a project in the works where hopefully we'll be doing some house music gigs and events here in the cafe. So I'm looking forward to that. That sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, very good. Last, is there anything else you'd like to say or want us to know about you?
I'm just probably like people watching, a house head who got into DJing because of their love of house music. And if I could do it, anybody else can do it. It's something easy. Just follow your passion, and it'll take you somewhere.
All right, very good. And how can people follow you via website and or social media?
I'm Larry Vibemaker Miller. I'm on the Instagram and Facebook. I also have a website, Detroit Makes, where I sell a lot of my t-shirts and that type of stuff.
Oh, you didn't tell me about that.
Oh yeah. This is one of my creations.
This here,
Yeah.
I've seen this a lot.
Yeah,
I never knew this was your design.
Get you
Very, very
get
good.
You one, get you two.
Oh, get me two. He said get me two. Okay. Listen, this has been real. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I can't thank you enough. And thank you for your service.
Oh,
Thank you for your service. So, this concludes this segment. There is so much more to come. Collaborating across Detroit's house music community is primary focal point. and about all that I do. I look forward to sitting down with you, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and if you like this show, hit the subscribe button.